I couldn't live without this one tool to run my business. If you're creative like me, then you know just how difficult it is to organise your brain and make a space where you can keep all the different ideas for projects that you have without overwhelming yourself or feeling burnt out every time you try and open up that page. That's why I've used Notion since I started my first business 6 years ago. It's helped me organise my messy brain, create systems to manage different projects, as well as working directly with clients to help them plan their goals and work towards the things that they want to. Today, I'm going to be showing you the behind the scenes of exactly how I use my Notion dashboard and the 5 pages that I refer back to every single day that help me stay on track with my goals without feeling overwhelmed. It's taken me years to build up to this point of knowing exactly what works for me, and these ideas have evolved over time. I also shared a video previously of some of the workspaces I had last year, so you can really see the difference in how it's evolved now. I'm really excited to show you behind the scenes of my Notion dashboard. This is the home of my brain. This is where my business lives, where my life lives, all of the things that I use to organise everything that I do every single day goes into this dashboard. So I'm going to walk you through the 5 top pages that I'll be visiting every single day, including this main dashboard page. So you can see my workflow when using Notion and how I use it to help me run my business efficiently and productively as well. So we start with my Notion dashboard, and at the top I have my vision board, or a version of my vision board that I have in multiple different areas of my life to help me stay on track with what I want to do. So I also have this as my phone screensaver, and then I've added it into the top banner of my Notion page as well. And that's just 1 for the aesthetic, but 2 because it does remind me of the goals that I'm working towards, and it's a nice reminder every time that I open this up every single day. In the first section, we have goal setting, and goal setting is just a place that I can keep a reminder of what goals I'm working towards that quarter or that month. And keeping this front and center on my dashboard is a great place to remind me, so every time I'm opening this up, I'm reminded of the goals that I'm working towards. So for May, my goals are in business to host 2 corporate workshops and to sign 3 personal branding mentoring clients. My personal goal is to restart my morning routine and stick to it at least 4 days a week, because that's something that I did at the start of the year and then fell off the bandwagon with, and now I want to get back to that again. And I'm relaunching my Substack, which I'll leave in the description box of this video if you want to join, and that is going to be my self-made society. So it's going to be my brand new community for anybody that's building their career, starting a business, going freelance, anyone that is ambitious and is working towards their goals. Then this is going to be the place that I'm going to be sharing lots of really candid content, authentic content that's behind the scenes, more in-depth and kind of detailed than I'd share over on places like LinkedIn or YouTube. But if you want a little bit more detail and you want some behind the scenes, then go over there and subscribe to Substack. There's going to be lots of new content coming soon. So that is my creative goal this month, because I really want to get into writing the newsletters and the posts and make that really fun and creative, because I had a bit of creative block recently, so I've been working on that. So that's my first section of my page. Then we come to my to-do list, and this is a recent addition to my Notion dashboard, but I found that this is something that I have really benefited from, actually breaking down the tasks that I want to do each day and being able to just drag and drop them into the completed section once they are finished. So I have 3 non-negotiables that I start with each day. So these are 3 of the bigger tasks that I need to get done that day in order to feel like it's a success. And yes, I probably do still overestimate how much I can get done in a day, and I try and put everything on here. But the good thing about this is if I don't move it over to completed, it then moves into the next day. So I have 3 non-negotiables. Usually one of them is a bigger project, so it's like a deep work task. And then I have 2 other smaller projects. So I'm filming this YouTube video right now, which is on my to-do list for today. Then I have a power hour, and this is where I do any short 10-minute tasks or anything that's really a quick tick, like sending an email or replying to messages. All of that goes into the power hour. And what I try and do is batch all my tasks together so that I'm not context switching and moving across to different things. Then if I'm feeling a little bit more ambitious and I think I'm going to have more time, then I will have the if I have time box. So if I can get to these, great. If I can't, that's absolutely fine. They can move over to the following day or when I can fit them in. So this is a new section, and I'll show you a little bit more in detail how I plan this out on the actions page. But this is linked in. So if you can see on the left hand side here, I have my pages. This is a snapshot of what I see on the page on actions. So I brought this over to my dashboard because this is what I refer back to every single day. So I can keep the dashboard tab open in the background, and this allows me to then just come back in, move those tasks across once I've completed them, and you get that satisfaction of saying, actually, I've completed that task and I've moved it to completed. So I really like this, and I'm going to keep this as a new addition for my page. And then the next section, because I am very active in terms of building my personal brand on LinkedIn, I have my LinkedIn plan on here. So this is where I can drop in content ideas for the following week, and it allows me to write out the content before I go over and schedule it into LinkedIn. I find this works really well because I can add in emojis in here, I can write down my thoughts and prop in some ideas, format everything in here, and then move it over to LinkedIn. So that has been something that's been a staple of my dashboard for a long time now, and has been really effective for me as well. So now I have started on the dashboard, I'm then going to move over to my individual pages. So as I mentioned with actions, this is my actions page. So this today's to-do list is what you can see on the main dashboard. But up here, I've moved them out for now for confidentiality reasons, but I usually have a list of tasks. So quick ticks are anything that's really quick, 10-minute tasks, under 30 minutes, they go all in here. Then I have my bigger tasks, so they're 30 minutes to an hour, so longer things. These would be my non-negotiables for the day. And then I have my projects. So this is the deep work task where I have to sit down and really concentrate on what I'm doing. So then what I can do is I can add in all of the things I want to complete at the start of the week, and then I can drag the most important ones into my to-do list so that I make sure that I get them ticked off. I do also use my Google Calendar. So what I'll do is once I've added these in for my day, I can then plan in when I'm going to complete those tasks around the other things I have in my calendar, like meetings or anything that I have blocked in, like events. Then I go back to the main page. Then I have a few other things that I found that have been really useful for me and my business. So we've got brand foundations. This is something I'm adding to at the moment, but I found that I was often getting asked for very similar things. So if I was being asked to be a guest speaker on a podcast or be a feature for a workshop, then they'd often ask me for a description of what I do. So I've added this in here so that I have a point of reference to come back to, so I don't have to be rewriting it every single time for a new email that I have coming out, or having to dig through my inbox to try and find what I sent last time. So I'm going to add to this in terms of what I really want to be part of my brand foundation. So common things that I'll use, links, anything like that, that can all go into here, and it's on the dashboard so I can find it. Then I have my client onboarding system, again, a new one that I've added to my Notion this year, and something that I'm still building on at the moment. But this is where I am writing out template emails for processes that I repeat very often. So an onboarding system for clients, and I'm also going to create a lead nurturing sequence as well. So I don't have to be doing this from scratch every single time. Then I have my master plan. So this is one for the creatives out there that have so many different ideas of things that you want to do, and you just need to break it down into different buckets, different places where you can think about what you want to be working on and your different ideas. So I have broken down my overall goals, all the things that I want to do, and then I have put them into my different core business offers. So having this to refer back to, especially if you have a team or you work with different freelancers, just so they can see what you're working towards, what is the overall goal, then this page is great for that. So if you can make it aesthetic, or you can make it work for you in terms of how your brain works, but for me, having these different sections shows me all the different things I need to be working on in terms of marketing, and then the business offers that I have as well. As a freelancer or a business owner, you'll often find that you're juggling different projects at the same time, and it can be really difficult to keep on track of where they're at in the project and what your next actions need to be, so that you don't miss an email or you miss taking an action by a certain deadline. So having a project tracker has been something that's been really helpful for me, and I've also categorized it by the type of project that it is. So within this new dashboard that I've created on here, I've just hidden the names of the projects, but you can get a gist of what I'm working on here. So I've got marketing projects, corporate workshops, I have marketing campaigns, funding opportunities, and group offers, all the things that I offer within my business. I can also have my project status, so that's tracking where I'm at in the projects. So if I'm on track, that's great. If I'm falling behind or there's been a delay, then I need to be able to notice that and know what needs to be worked on first. And then what I have then is my next action. So write in a short description of what my next action needs to be, a description of that action, so what kind of thing it is. So that in my head will tell me whether it's a quick tick, whether it is something that I need to be sitting down and doing a deep work session on, or it is something that is just like an email that I can follow up with quite quickly. And then I also put in a due date, so when I should be working on that next action. And this table then sorts things by priority. So it shows me what I need to be working on today, what I need to be working on next week, and what I need to follow up with in a few weeks' time. So this has been really useful for me. I come and check back into this every single day and update my tasks at the end of the day so that I know where I'm at in my projects and I don't feel like I'm falling behind with anything that I'm working on. So if you haven't got this in your business, I really recommend you add it in because it can be a lifesaver. Then I've added in a new section, which is my workshop tracker. This one's a little bit more niche and specific for me and the type of business I run, but I often get asked to do quite a lot of workshops and delivery of content. And if I don't write down the dates of when I'm doing these workshops, then I will forget that I need to have planned and prepped for everything. Even though they're in my Google Calendar, having it here shows me what order I've got things to be in, and also if there's any duplicates. So am I creating the same presentation for 2 different communities, 2 different spaces, and then I can add these in here as well. So this is a new one that I've added in, and these are upcoming workshops that I have planned, but I'm going to start using this to help me stay on track of all of the different workshops and trainings that I'm delivering moving forward as well. And then finally, I have a client tracker. So this is where I keep my mentoring clients and prospective leads that are warm leads, so people that have indicated they want to work with me as either a mentoring client or a personal brand strategy client. And I add these in here so I can keep track of what I need to be doing, when I need to be following up, have they completed working with me, and are they now part of my community. So having this client tracker is really, really useful, so I can see where people are at in terms of what sessions they want to work on and what I need to follow up with. So part of that client system process that I mentioned before as well. So that all comes into this. But having a way to track your leads in your business has been really, really useful for me. And I really recommend you add this in if you don't have it already. And finally, I wanted to share with you how I actually use Notion to work with my clients. As I know I mentioned before that I also use Notion to help train my clients on how to use this as a system that can help them, but also how they can use it as a dashboard to collect all of their ideas that they're working on. So this is an example of a mentoring client that I've worked with over a number of different sessions, and I create a dashboard for all of my clients. They all get their own individual space that nobody else sees, and this is where they can discover more about the links that I've shared with them to help them grow, help them develop their skills, but also we track all of their workbooks and their progress within here as well. So we have their mentoring goals in here, actions of things that they need to do next, and they have a workbook of all of the different things that we've worked on in the sessions, all in one place, so they can come back to working through some of the tasks and challenges we've worked on, and they can find it all on their dashboard. So whenever they want to action anything, or whether they want to take their next step towards any of their actions that we've set, this is the place that they come back to work towards their goals. And using this has been really useful, rather than just having a Zoom call, not writing anything down. It's a great place that I can reference back to and keep them on track with the goals that they set at the start of their mentoring sessions with me. So you can really use Notion to build out client management systems too. And if you're interested in more information about that, then please let me know on this video that you'd like me to create a video on that, because I think it could be quite interesting, as I've used Notion over the years to manage clients in different ways. So hopefully you found this useful, and let me know if you'd like to see an example of how I manage different client projects in Notion as well. But I keep all of my mentoring clients under mentoring sessions, so I have one place to go back to find all of their boards, depending on who I'm working with. So those are the 5 pages that I use every single day to run my business. I have my actions page, my brand foundations, client onboarding system, my project tracker, and my mentoring sessions individual dashboards for my clients. And this has been really useful for me to help me stay on track with everything. And it all works seamlessly together, so I can check into the different pages and assign the different tasks to what I need to be working on that day. And like I mentioned before, it works hand in hand with my Google Calendar, where I then go and schedule everything into my week, so I know when I'm working on it and I have a set timetable and a schedule to get those goals completed. So now you've seen the behind the scenes of my Notion dashboard and how I run my business. It's like you've had a sneak peek inside my brain and how I keep all the tabs open at once without going insane. So I hope you found this interesting. If you are a freelancer or a founder that's building your business, then let me know what you found useful, what you're currently using at the moment to manage all of the different things you're working on, and whether this is giving you some new ideas, because I'd love to hear about how you currently manage everything that you're working on. And if you've never tried Notion before, has this inspired you to get started? If you'd like to see more videos like this, then please do let me know in the comments so I can create something that's really useful for you guys in building your self-employed career, or whether you're breaking into a new industry and you want help building your personal brand, then do let me know in the comments so I can create more content like this. And I look forward to seeing you in the next video.